Non-English language learners are students who are unable to communicate fluently or learn effectively in English, who often come from non-English speaking homes and backgrounds, and who typically require specialized or modified instruction in both the English language and in their academic courses.
The tutors were really patient. Sometimes they did not know what they had to do with me, and they say, she did not understand, she don't understand what I'm saying. And now this year I was a tutor. I was helping another student that came from different countries and speak Spanish. I helped them, and it feels good that I learned. And now I can help another kids, another boys and girls came from my country or another country, and help them with English. That's why I help.
ELL students every year may suffer repeated failure in their classrooms, falling behind in grade, and even dropping out of school if they are not provided services to overcome language barriers. Also, because of their lack of English proficiency, qualified students often do not have access to high-track courses or gifted and talented programs that will help them.
I pretty much always wanted to work with immigrants and refugees. I started teaching a family of Russian refugees when I was still in college, and that's how I got into the business. And I don't consider myself helping them. I don't really like the word teacher. I like the word facilitator, and I like to facilitate their acquiring English language for their own purposes, so that they can, I give them the tools they need to do what they want to do. So I facilitate. Because I know English pretty well.
The Civil Rights Act of 1964 required that ELL students must be adequately supported with adequate and effective staff and resources, so that the program has a realistic chance of success for the ELL students.
So I started with something more concrete, like I said, something you can see. And we had different kinds of paper. We had like cardboard, we had paper towel, we had toilet paper, we had wax paper. So people were feeling it and smelling it and touching it and trying to tell me different adjectives about it. So we got heavy. The cardboard paper was heavy, and then she was trying to think of the toilet paper is light. And she was just struggling to find that word. And this is a girl, I hadn't heard her voice at all. She hadn't said a word for about 6 months. And she says, literally, she says, I know this one, it begins with an L. I was like, the first sentence you say to me is, I know this one, it begins with an L? It was awesome. So students have to be in a receptive, I mean, think about when you were a baby, which of course you can't because you can't remember that. But babies don't talk until they've listened to it for a year at least, sometimes much longer. So you have to let the new people just not talk sometimes, because it's just enough just to have it. It must be like, being hit with a train when you come here. So I try to get people one-on-one and talk a little bit, but that can be a little bit too much pressure. So everybody's shy when they first come. And And then, depending on the human, then they start talking too much, and you have to tell them to, zip it. All right. But you don't know, we as teachers, we don't know what's going on in there. It's pretty amazing how hard people are working, and you can't tell.